It's a disturbing picture, isn't it? Let's talk to Joanne Green from the charity Tearfund, who are coordinating a global campaign to reduce our use of plastic. It's good to talk to Joanne. What is Tearfund trying to do? How are you coordinating this effort?
Well, obviously we've all been very shocked and concerned by the sight of plastic on our beaches, and also as people have watched Blue Planet and seen plastic in the bodies of fish and whales, and that's been something that people have been very concerned about. But actually 2 billion people in the world don't have any waste management at the moment, so they don't have their rubbish collected, and that's a huge contributor to the amount of marine litter that's in our oceans at the moment. But it also causes real health problems as well for those people who don't have waste management. A lot of their waste is burnt, and that causes air pollution and then respiratory problems and deaths. So 270,000 people die every year because of waste that is burnt openly, but also waste that blocks drains and waterways creates waterborne diseases like diarrhea as well, particularly in children. So mismanaged waste is a huge problem. It's a huge problem for the oceans, but it's also a huge problem for poor people's health. And we think that there is a lot more that could be done about this issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting, isn't it? With the areas that Tearfund and other charities work with, you can see why, in terms of shipping things out there, the sort of help that you provide, which is brought from other parts of the world, actually things wrapped in plastic, preserved in plastic, actually on the surface seems like a sensible way forward. But I mean, it's taken a while, but coming to that realisation then that actually we need to look at this absolutely anew.
We do, and developing countries have really adopted very economy, very consumer-based economies where lots of disposable plastic is being increasingly used. But yet, unlike in our country, these people don't have bin men coming to collect their waste. And this waste is often burnt or it's dumped in the open. And this is causing both the problems of marine litter and also health problems for poor people. And what we would like to see is the UK government spend more money, more aid money to tackle this issue. At the moment, only 0.3% of global aid money is spent on this issue. And if that was increased to 3%, we could actually serve those 2 billion people who currently don't have their waste collected. We could improve their health, and we could also tackle the problem of marine litter.
There's got to be a bigger solution to this, though, hasn't there, than just saying, well, we need to get the government to spend more money. I mean, what can you do as a charity, along with other NGOs, in terms of sort of a more practical solution? Is there anything that can be done immediately, that on the ground and actually with the people who are supplying you with help, aid and assistance?
Well, there's all things that we can do in our own lifestyles to reduce the amount of plastic we're using, and Tearfund is doing that as well in its own operations. But what we believe the most practical and quick way to address this is to actually stop this stuff being burnt, to stop it being dumped, to stop it getting in our oceans, is to make sure that it's being reused and recycled in those countries. And in a lot of these countries, there are already people, waste pickers, who are collecting this stuff and reusing it and recycling it, but it's a very dangerous job. It's often seen as something that's done by the lowest of the low. And actually giving these people a role, a valuable role, and giving them dignity is something really practical that we could do with our aid money, and work with them to ensure that we stop the problem of mismanaged waste that's entering our oceans and creating health problems for people in poverty.
Joanne, good to talk to you. Thank you. Don't forget, you can get involved with